Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Eddie Miranda from Pro League News, and we have a special guest today. Inside of the Arnold Classic, she is unfortunately not able to compete this year, but we do have her on the show today in order for us to discuss the reasons why she's not able to. And if you guys don't know her, she is no stranger to the stage. She is a three-time Ms Olympia. She has graced the Arnold stage plenty of times before. And she is one of the stars that is constantly trying to regain her position back as Ms Olympia. So, Ashley, thank you for joining us. I truly appreciate you taking the time with us.
Thanks for the awesome intro. I feel so special.
You are special. You are special. Come on.
Thank you.
So, Ashley, let us know, you're not able to compete at the Arnold stage this year. Let us know how you're feeling about that, because I know that the Arnold's always an important event for you every single year to try to hit that stage. Like, how do you feel not being able to having to compete there this year?
Well, yes, I would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. It's going to be really hard, but I think the hardest time will be during Arnold weekend itself, when it's like a big hit, oh, I'm not going to be there on stage. But you got to look at the bigger picture, I guess. And unfortunately, my eye surgery really backtracked my results. And I think even pushing it during the time of recovery, there's a little risk of popping out a suture in my eye or delaying the healing process. So although it is quite disappointing for me that I won't be there on stage, it's also kind of, in a way, more of a relief to me, because I had double vision for a while, and I don't think people realize how miserable double vision is until you get it. I had it 24/7. It was uncontrollable, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and I had to do something about it before it even progressed farther than that. But it is a relief that I can finally see singular once again. That is, asking for more than that is being greedy, because I feel so lucky that I can see correctly again. It's like one of those things we take for granted is our vision. So I'm happy I can see.
No, 100%. No, I'm super grateful for that. But you said you've had this for years, but why all of a sudden now, before you hit this Arnold and doing all the campaigning that you did and everything like that, why did you decide to do that surgery now?
I don't know. Did I say years? I meant months. Did I say years?
Yes, you did.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I had it for months. For about 9 to 10 months. So even when I was walking on stage at the Olympia, it was double. And it gets to your head, because it messes with your head, because you don't know which image is the real one. And you get dizzy, and you have really poor depth perception. And, even walking in a straight line is difficult, believe it or not. So I kind of had to overcome that for the Olympia. And I was like, okay, I'll worry about it after the Olympia, because there's nothing I can do right now. There's no way in heck I'm not going to do the Olympia. So what had taken so long was, at first, they did not know what was going on with my eyes. In fact, they thought it was something a lot worse. They initially thought it was a brain tumor, and then they thought it could be multiple sclerosis. But it turns out it's just strabismus, which is the best case scenario. But to get to the point of diagnosis was a few months. And as you know, the Olympia and the Arnold, you have to turn in your contract a few months ahead of time. So at the time of turning in my contract, I wasn't fully aware of the extent of the recovery process or exactly what was going to happen. So I kind of was like, well, I'll just put in the request for the invitation and return my contract. And if I have to pull out, I will. But at least it gives me a chance if I were to recover in a good period of time. So it turned out to be not in my favor with the timing. But yeah, the reason why I had to get the surgery is because it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I couldn't even day-to-day functioning, it was miserable for me. I just, having to see double and being dizzy all the time and just being like, oh my gosh, it's tough. So I wanted to get it done sooner rather than later because it was definitely taking a toll on like my overall happiness.
I mean, and did it cause like a lot of headaches as well with the whole double vision and everything like that?
Believe it or not, it did not give me any headaches. I'm really good with headaches. Like I'm not a person that gets headaches very easily. I probably had like 2 headaches in my entire life. Knock on wood. That's awesome. But yeah, just training and living in general just kind of made you want to like close your eyes, and it made me dizzy though. It did make me dizzy, and doing a small task, even like walking lunges, for example, I had a hard time doing those because I can't stabilize myself or walk in a straight line. And then I guess it didn't bother me as much on an aesthetic standpoint, but towards the end, you could definitely tell that there was something wrong with my eyes because I had a left eye that kept going in.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even look straight for like a photo. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just happy it wasn't anything serious, just strabismus. And for those of you out there, strabismus is lazy eye. So it's kind of a minor thing, but getting diagnosed with strabismus as an adult is very rare. It's usually diagnosed in children, which was why they thought it was basically everything except for strabismus when I was going to go get it looked at. I had to see a few different doctors, all these tests. Turns out just strabismus, so that's good.
Yeah, but even when you're going through the whole process and they're saying, oh, it's a tumor or it's this, like what was that roller coaster ride? Because I know when you get wrong diagnosed, it's like you have all these thoughts playing through your head, like, oh my God, it could be this, but then it wasn't the worst case scenario. Like,
right.
What was your mentality through that whole process?
That was a super stressful time in my life. There was a period of like 2 months where I had to do all these tests, CT scans, MRI, blood tests, this and that and this. I was so freaked out. That was the only thing that was on my mind was like, oh my God, what if I have like a brain tumor or something? Like, what if this is something serious? What, is competing even an option for me anymore? It kind of put things into perspective. And I think too, like, I stressed myself so much over that like I was almost giving myself symptoms. Like I would research online and see what the symptoms were. And I would read like stories and articles about like somebody that had MS, and they said that like their tongue went numb and stuff. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, is my tongue going numb? Like, you know what I mean? I was like a psychological thing, but I was like stressing myself up more than I really needed to. I wish I would have gotten this figured out like in the beginning, because if I did, I would have been done with surgery way before prep even started. But it's just the process of like trying to figure out what it was is what took so long.
Yeah. And like, what's your recovery time for the whole surgery? Because I believe you had it about like 2 weeks ago. You posted the pictures, which was not your best day, but we have to show the worst parts. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to show the real. But like, how long is your recovery from the time that you did surgery to when you'll be 100% to be able to, physically be able to do exercises and work out and actually get back into training?
Mm-hmm. So it was a 2-week recovery. So she didn't want me to lift for 2 weeks. And now since my 2-week period is over, I'm able to lift with light weights. And I just now started doing cardio as well. But she wanted me to sleep as much as possible. And she wanted me to really take it easy and suggested that I just stay at home and chill on the couch. Even little things like going outside in the sunlight was really hard on my eyes. Even wind blowing was really irritating for my eyes. But the reason why she didn't want me to exercise or lift was because I have sutures in my eyes. And the eye surgery I had, a lot of people, when they hear eye surgery, they think LASIK. Oh, I've had LASIK. Oh, my dad had LASIK. Oh, this and that. I didn't have LASIK. I had strabismus surgery. So what they did was I got put under general anesthesia. They cut eye muscles or something and put sutures in it to align them properly. So they had to do that. And then they woke me up from the anesthesia, and I waited about an hour, and with these threads still in my eyes, I was like hanging down. And then while awake, she had to fine tune the strings, the sutures,
Yeah.
and make sure they're set into place. But yeah, it's a weird thing having like knowing that things are going in your eye and metal and there's cutting and stitching. It's crazy. But anyway, she didn't want me to exercise because I could possibly pop a suture, and she didn't want me to really raise my heart rate because apparently with the small blood vessels in your eyes, it can really delay the process of the surgery. And, I wanted to make sure that I only had to get this once and then I didn't have to go in and redo it because I did something stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just really made sure I was taking it easy. And, what I wasn't expecting though is not just the time off from the gym, but my body did not react well to the general anesthesia and the medicine they gave me afterwards. I was like, it literally took me like 3 days after to even poop. Like, you know what I mean? I was like really bloated, really like everything just wasn't, I was like, wow, my physique really went downhill.
Yeah.
And, a lot of that is water, but it's still not even back to normal. So it kind of really took a toll on my body, and I didn't expect my body to react like that. I was like, oof. Yeah. I sent in my progress pics and videos to my coach Adam. And he's like, yeah, I don't know if we're going to be ready in time.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the same thing. So we're both on the same page.
No, that's awesome. I mean, you dedicate your life to competing, to, having the physique that you need to. So having this kind of a hump in your actual career is a little bit harsh, but taking the time to actually, recover and to get your body back into where it needs to be is what you really need.
Exactly. And just like, I'm very passionate about what I do, and competing means a lot to me. So I would never want to jump on stage already knowing ahead of time, well, I guess I could be there, but I'm not going to look that good, and I don't even think I don't even know if I would be able to wear contacts at the time either. I have to wear glasses for like another few weeks. So I don't even know if I'd be able to wear contacts. So I don't know how that would work. I've never seen anybody compete in glasses in bikini. But yeah, it's just like, I'm very passionate about my work. I'm passionate about what I do. So I just don't want to give like C+ work. If you're passionate about what you do, like your art or whatever, you're not going to just say, yeah, I just turned it in. It's not, Yeah. If I'm going to Arnold, I want to be like looking on point, and I want to know that I've done everything in my power to look as good as I possibly can. So it's just, I think, it's just not a good thing for me to remain in the competition. It's just going to cause a lot of issues, and possibly even trying to push myself sooner than what I'm supposed to is going to cause problems with my eyes. And I don't want to do that surgery over, like never again. Never again.
So given the fact that you're in recovery, you understand where your physique's at right now, have you and Adam have discussed any shows that you guys now want to attack before the actual Olympia this year, given the fact that you're not able to compete this year at the Arnold?
Yes. So I'm still hungry to do a show, right? I don't want to go into off season or anything like that. I'm thinking probably April, May, maybe the Pittsburgh Pro. I will be back for that. And, that's a nice, big and exciting show. And I think that would be great to make my return there. I don't see myself taking a lot of time off, like more than I've already done, because like I said, once you've been sitting on the couch for 2 weeks, you want to train hard. Like, yeah, I'm motivated now. I just, I can't wait to get back into it. And that's a good thing because I love what I do. And, I'm enjoying every moment of it. Even the times that, was a little disappointing, I always have to remind myself, you know what? No matter what happens in my competition career from here on out, I cannot be mad for too long because I went farther than I ever thought possible. I achieved more than I ever imagined. And this sport has given me so many great opportunities to further my career and to travel and to meet people. And I'm lucky. So no matter what happens, I got to remain grateful,
No, and you're the most winningest bikini athlete out there. You're the only one that's 3-time Miss Olympia. So you are a very decorated athlete. So you can't take that away from you at all. That's something that you
I like that.
you hold that, and nobody could take it away from you. You know, it's just like Dexter Jackson. That's the most winningest bodybuilder. You're the most winningest bikini girl out there. And again, nobody could take that away from you. So now, given the fact that you're not able to compete, and it may be a little bit hard to answer this question, but now that you're not in the running for the actual Arnold, who would you feel would be like the top 3 girls that will be on that stage trying to go for that crown?
Sure. So I'm a very realistic person. So if I'm looking at statistics and trends and who's done well, I gotta say Isa, Janet, and Angelica.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they're the pretty safe bet to get the top 3 because we're looking at the stats. Yeah, I mean, Issa's been like my favorite for a while. Even before she was super successful, I was like, that girl. Whoa, I love her look. I was always a fan of her. So hopefully she takes it. But either one of those 3 girls are super incredible. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure it's going to be super close. And they all are equally like just as likely to get first. It always switches around, like, rotate either one of those and no one would ever question it. They're that talented. So
now, even though you're not competing, will you still be going over to the Arnold to, say hi to your fans, to, check out all the other athletes and the expo and everything like that?
Actually, I won't be.
Oh.
No sponsors are going to be there. And honestly, I don't want to be in that environment. It's going to be super hard to kind of witness it and be there, but not be able to be on stage. And I know I'll get like a lot of people asking me like, oh, you're competing this weekend? Good luck. Or why aren't you competing? Or, and I'm just going to have to answer a lot of questions. But I mean, that's not just the reason. It is just going to be like mentally very hard on me on that day. Because I'm just going to be like, oh man, if things would have went in like the perfect situation and I would have gotten this taken care of sooner, like I could have been there, and I'll just, I don't want to have those thoughts. So I'll try to distract myself as much as possible on those days and probably try to avoid social media and Instagram and, because I'm just going to be sad.
Well, Ashley, again, I want to thank you for taking the time. I know you're still recovering from, the surgery and everything like that. But again, we want to thank you for taking the time and we want to wish you the best on your upcoming season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.